Hi, I'm Liron Cohen.
And I'm Mimi Torchin.
And you're listening to Lady Parts TV, the podcast.
Whee!
Hi, Mimi.
Hello, Liron.
Hi, everybody. Sorry we've been a little absent. It's been a crazy time.
Really?
It has been.
Something going on that I don't know about?
Lots that you do know about, but you must have repressed. And speaking of which, next week I'm having dental surgery, so we will not be doing a podcast next week, but we will be back the following week. And here we are. So let's focus on right here and right now.
Let us begin.
All right, stats. 60 primetime shows that we had a chance.
We have been busy watching television.
Out of which, written or co-written by women, 35, which is 58%.
Excellent.
Directed by a woman, 28, which is 47%.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. And we have a couple of movies and a couple of shows to tell you about today. Some that we'll tell you about that you have not seen yet, some new seasons.
Yes, some things you've never heard of.
Right, and for example, a movie called Boreggo.
Excellent film.
Which is available everywhere now, and it's written and directed by Jesse Harris.
By everywhere, you mean streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even in theaters, but I mean, who goes to the theater now?
Lots of people.
They shouldn't. Starring Lucy Hale, who I really didn't know before this, but she's very good.
Excellent.
And a bunch of other people, but she's really the star, and most of the movie really is her. And she is a botanist, and she's in the middle of the desert exploring plants, which is a very lonely job, which I think is the point, which is what she wants at this point in her life. And she comes across a small plane that crashes, and
she sees it crash.
Right. Yeah. She goes to help, but as my wife likes to say, no good deed goes unpunished. The plane apparently has drugs on it. That's its cargo. And now she is the captive of the pilot who was supposed to deliver these drugs. And she has to take him where he needs to go because they are in the middle of a desert and he doesn't know where he is. Yes. Anyway, it is a kind of a small concept, but it was a very surprisingly tender film. Yes, it was both suspenseful and full of action, but at the same time, they really managed to. Nobody was, even the drug dealer. You know, everybody was multidimensional.
He was a pilot. I don't even know if he was. Well,
he was delivering the drugs, but he had his own reasons as to why he was doing that, and that's what I loved about the film. They managed to make everybody
humanized.
They humanized everybody, and they showed what they had in common. The humanity behind their decisions, their choices, their behaviors.
It was a very well-made little film.
Yes, that they managed to do that.
Involving and suspenseful, and everybody was good.
Yeah, I totally didn't see it coming. I thought we were just going to have like a fun little action film, and it actually delivered a lot more than that.
That was No Time to Die.
Yeah, well, that wasn't little. That was a big action film.
It. I guess it doesn't matter. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah, I mean, I had to take an hour's break in the middle. It was just too long. But anyway, this was a really, really good little film, and Lucy Hale was wonderful.
Wonderful.
So this is called Boreggo, Boreggo, and we recommend it.
Oh.
Yeah, at some point, the Boreggo Desert is where they were.
Right.
That's where it is.
The desert.
Really recommend it. Check it out. This is, by the way, one of my favorite things. Sometimes, because of what we do, we get to see these little films, and we get to tell you.
Never see.
Yeah, that we get to tell you and recommend films that probably wouldn't get to you otherwise. So I'm really happy when we get that chance.
All right, so this is. I think that it's called Alone with You, and I think that they call it a horror movie, but
yes,
it's
they
not
do call it a horror movie.
It's really not a horror movie. It's a psychological
thriller
horror movie. I mean, it's not really. It's a psychological thriller, and it was both written and directed by Emily Bennett and Justin Brooks, and stars Emily Bennett.
Yeah,
who
pretty cool.
Is on screen every second.
Wow.
And she's really quite wonderful. The film is directed very, very well. I don't think you'll know anybody except maybe Barbara Crampton, who plays her mother. And it's a young woman. You see her very excited, preparing a romantic homecoming for her girlfriend in their apartment, where 99% of the movie is filmed.
So she's a lesbian. This is her girlfriend.
Yes. All of a sudden, the walls sort of start closing in.
That
and
old
she
story.
hears voices and there's shadows and hallucinations and dreams, and which slowly reveal the thing she... Oh, I suddenly remembered the thing I wanted to forget. It's very much like an American Repulsion. All of those of you who know the old Catherine Deneuve film, which is really fantastic. It's not quite as
supernatural.
Arms don't come out of the walls and things like that. It's very well done. The mood is really set. You are tense and on edge, and you're just wondering what the hell is going on. And unfortunately, when you get to the end, you sort of are still wondering what the hell is...
That isn't that the case in most of these
what
things.
The hell is going on. I'm pretty sure I know what happened, and I'm pretty sure that if you feel like watching this, and I really recommend it if you like psychological thrillers, you will figure it out. But I can recommend it. It's on demand and digital platforms, and
well, actually, it's available in theaters as of February 4th and on demand and digital February 8th.
Oh, okay. Again, if the idea intrigues you, I recommend it. I think Emily Bennett is a very, very good big talent.
She's young, isn't she?
Yes, she's young. She's probably maybe in her early 30s.
Yeah, so she has a long way ahead of her. That's good.
Yeah, it was very impressive.
Okay, so this is Alone with You.
Alone with You.
February 4th in theaters and February 8th everywhere on digital.
I missed that. It was right in front of me.
Okay, now, I don't know about you, but we certainly have been waiting for the final season of Ozark, only to find out that it's not the final season of Ozark.
That there's another half season.
I mean, what's the point of doing season 4 part 1 and season 4 part 2? Why just not do season 4 and season 5? If there's, what the fuck?
Crazy.
Anyway, our
we
story...
binged because we couldn't wait to see
how it will end,
and only to find it wasn't ending.
Yeah, so, we had our story with Ozark is that around, I think it was season 2, where we just felt, this is too violent, and the violence is too repetitive, and we almost gave up on it, and I'm so glad we didn't, because season 3 came back really powerful with Tom Pelphrey.
Yes, Tom Pelphrey was so wonderful.
And, of course, Janet McTeer, who we love. And season 4 did not disappoint. Anyway, part 1 did not disappoint. They also had, first of all the old regulars are still so amazing. Julia Garner is a star.
She just knocks my socks off.
Yep.
Everything she does is so brilliant, and she's so original. Even that character has not grown old. She's just...
she's evolved. And Laura Linney, of course, can do no wrong.
Laura Linney, maybe.
Laura Linney. I'm talking about Laura Linney, not about Wendy.
Wendy can do wrong.
Lisa Emery had a bigger role in this season, and she's so fucking good.
She's so weird, but she's great. I've always loved her.
She is. And even Katrina Lenk made a few appearances.
How could I have forgotten that my beloved Katrina Lenk was in it?
Because she really didn't have as big a role as we would have hoped. But she still could have. Back. Yeah, she could still have one. In part 2. So anyway, the season was really good.
Intense.
As it always tends to be. But, I again, was kind of watching it thinking, oh my God, it's almost the end. And as it turns out, we have a whole nother season.
How many episodes? Another 10?
No, this was 7 and we have 7 more. But I think that they're very right to conclude soon.
Oh yes, they should have concluded already.
They still this season was really, really intense, and I can see that they still have some stuff to do.
They are managing to tell this same story over and over
in different
and over
ways
again with different twists.
Yeah, but now that the children have grown, so the children have been very much a part of this
very
season.
Much.
And what's most
it's
fascinating
too.
I love the relationships between the women. And I love the relationships of the women with themselves. So Laura Linney's character, Wendy, her trajectory, what a brave
about
trajectory
dark.
for a character. Somebody who really got into a situation that she had no choice, turning into kind of a mama bear, and then discovering, you know what, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
I can
like
tell
the
myself all sorts of
power,
stories.
I like the money.
I can tell myself all sorts of stories about why I'm doing this, but you can tell the
I'm
truth.
good at it.
Yeah. It's very fascinating trajectory for her. And then, of course, Ruth. We're not going to spoil anything, but the season really ends with Ruth having a big ending, and can't wait to see what she does in the next season. But she's really, I turned to Mimi at some point and said, Julie Garner is the unsung hero of this show.
She
and
sung.
Mimi said, oh yeah, she's sung.
I think she's won 2 Emmys already.
I know. It's just that
She sung.
her character is so, oh God.
She, to me, is the center of the show.
She is, because she's the person that we can most identify with. She got into, again, circumstances that are beyond her control. She could make it out because she's so smart, and she is the only person there who really has a soul completely.
Yes.
And she's so wicked smart and so savvy. Oh, I love her. And so
her.
funny.
Me too.
Anyway, we really recommend it. If at any point,
wonderful.
If at any point you gave up on the show,
Come
which
back.
we were close to doing, yes, come back. It has a lot more to offer, even though it seems like the subject matter is a little bit repetitive, but just the character analysis, it's just fascinating.
It's fascinating. It's well written. Oh my God,
Yeah.
the dialogue
And well
is
acted, of
sensational.
course.
And the acting,
Yeah.
down to the smallest, tiniest role,
Yep.
is splendid.
Ozark season 4 part 1 is on Netflix now. Binge it.
Be there. And now, for the series that I have been waiting for with bated breath.
Only to then
Anyway, The Gilded Age on HBO, Mondays at 9, created by Julian Fellows of Downton Abbey fame.
With an all-star cast.
I mean, what a cast. Christine Baranski, Cynthia Nixon, I don't know Danae Benton, but she's wonderful. Morgan Spector, Jeannie Triplehorn, Deborah Monk.
Carrie Coon, I forgot to mention.
Oh, Carrie Coon, who actually gets top billing.
Yes, Louisa Jacobson.
Who turns out to be Meryl Streep's
third daughter.
Other daughter.
All we need now is for the son to make an appearance.
The one who's not going to be an actress. And, when we saw her, we said, Is that a
Gummer Girl?
Gummer Girl? And as it turns out, it is a Gummer Girl, but I guess maybe she's married.
Jacobson.
Her name is Jacobson, so...
also, though, what we love is the all-star cast of Broadway actors that have made...
It's so thrilling, and it is so breathtaking to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about the old money in New York, slowly moving a little bit uptown. They're on 5th Avenue and 60th Street. And nouveau riche... Carrie Coon and her husband, who is a very, very, very rich and powerful railroad man, and trying to break into society and what those boundaries are. It's very much like an upstairs, downstairs, very much like, not so much downstairs.
It's supposed to be...
It's like...
I mean, because there is the life of the downstairs.
Yeah, it's like Americans' Downton Abbey, except it ain't no Downton Abbey.
It's so not. It's supposed to be the same time period around Downton Abbey, right?
Downton
like
Abbey,
early 19th season, early 13th.
I think it's early
20th season.
I think it's a little bit earlier, but anyway, should it live so long, it will follow the trajectory, I'm sure, of Downton Abbey. It was the first episode was extremely disappointing.
Oh, it was such a letdown.
It was so derivative. Every single character was a stereotype.
Yep.
You could pick out the wide-eyed innocent, the old money bitch, the new money climber, the nice downstairs people, the not so nice downstairs people. Everything seemed to be an archetype or a stereotype.
Paint by numbers.
Right. There's an interesting young black woman, Danae Benton, who's wonderful.
Yeah.
And she sort of brings in a
and her mother is Audra
McDonald. So far, only
I hope we see more of her.
Cynthia Nixon is divine. Christine Baranski is Maggie Smith. Smith.
She's not
but
really,
she's
though.
not Maggie
Not
Smith.
because she can't do that stuff, but because they don't write her as
No,
well.
they don't know Christine.
And nobody's Maggie
Everything-
Smith. But
Everything Christine does is brilliant,
Yeah.
and she's very good in this. But it's very repetitive and very.
So
she
far
does
it's
have
kinda
some
flat.
surprises. She does have surprises.
Yeah.
The Carrie Coon, I have mixed feelings about. I love
You can't root
Carrie
for
Coon,
her.
but she's a hard character to root for.
Yeah.
She's the wife trying to break in. Anybody who lives in New York will know the home that is supposed to be theirs on I think it's 60th or 61st and Central Park and Fifth Avenue.
She's very
gorgeous
aggressive.
Stanford White built mansion. Stanford White was just beginning to be famous at the time, but he was considered sort of outre. He wasn't yet in the inner circle of it's and. I'm telling you, it is a feast for the eyes. It's just magnificent to look at. Second episode.
yeah, the second episode was much better.
Oh, by the way, did we mention? We did not mention Kelly O'Hara.
Well, we said lots of Broadway
Yes,
actors.
but
We haven't.
can we
no.
mention
Of
Kelly
course,
O'Hara?
Kelly O'Hara, Donna Murphy, Audra McDonald.
Right, and Kelly O'Hara even got a good mention in the terrible review the Times gave. And we were interested to read the Times review. It pretty much echoed our feelings.
Yeah.
And
I mean, listen,
Kelly is wonderful, as she always is.
The second episode is better. It wasn't great.
No, but I was feeling much relieved.
I was
looking forward now to the third episode.
I'm not looking forward to it, but listen, it's no Downton Abbey. It's certainly a huge letdown from Downton Abbey. Not that I expected it to be a Downton Abbey show, but just in terms
Julian
of
Fellows,
right,
we
in terms of the
expected it to have
quality,
the substance.
right, the quality of the writing was very disappointing.
Yes,
Maybe that's how he sees Americans.
It was very cliche.
Maybe that's how he sees Americans, and there's this very flat, superficial society with nothing to say.
But it has gotten better. They do a thing that I just loathe, and they play music constantly in the background.
So we've bitched about that so many times.
We don't need to have music to be to add impact and to tell us what to feel and think. Anyway, Gilded Age, I say go ahead and watch it if you haven't.
I say,
but don't expect too much from it, and then maybe you'll be less disappointed.
Wow, what a great glowing review!
But again, second episode was
much
quite
better.
promising,
So
yes.
let's hope it only gets better with
Mondays.
time. And again, the cast.
Oh yes, it's just to watch these people, and they're all wonderful.
Yeah.
They just
They just don't have a lot of material to work with.
Great material to work with.
HBO Mondays.
Carrie Coon does, but she's sort of playing her kind of one note. Anyway, I would definitely
check it out.
recommend that you check it out.
Now, a new series starting on Apple TV Plus February 4th is called Suspicion. And it's starring somebody who I'm really loving, and I'm looking forward to seeing her in more and more things, Lydia West. Also, Una
she's
Thurman.
Not really starring, but she does have a big...
It's an ensemble cast.
Yes.
Una Thurman, Elizabeth Henstridge, Elias Gable, Georgina Campbell. And it's about 5 Brits who... there's a kidnapping of a diplomat's son.
Yes, the new American
ambassador
to Great Britain, who's Uma Thurman. She had very little to do in the first
couple of episodes. Yes,
yeah.
I'm expecting it to be more, have more to do later on. Anyway, so her son is being kidnapped, and these 5 Brits somehow are being implicated in the kidnapping.
Completely different backgrounds, and you're sort of wondering how do they tie them in. They show you how they find them, how they get to them. It's very interesting.
Right, so now we're wondering if they'll manage to get out of it and prove their innocence, or are they actually innocent?
Yeah.
So
guilty.
Well, no, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm a little still kind of undecided about this because
I like it.
I liked it, but I found the first 2 episodes, maybe I was tired, but I found them to be a little sluggish. I like the characters. I like the actors. Certainly, there's suspension and suspension and suspicion. I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, the story is interesting. I want to see more happening, but I found the first 2 episodes to be a little stretchy. I need more. I need them to pack more in to the next episode to really get me. I'm not entirely there yet, but it's very good. Very good premise. Very good actors, and I'm there.
I like it.
So this is Suspicion, Apple TV Plus, premiering February 4th.
And now,
Finally.
The Accidental Wolf Season 2, available now on Topic. It's directed and written by Ariane Moayed, and it stars Kelly O'Hara. It also stars...
Wait. It stars Kelly O'Hara. In case you haven't realized it yet, we're big fans of Kelly O'Hara.
Who is, by the way, absolutely stunning in this role. You know, I have to say about Kelly O'Hara, before I go on with more, that because of the magnificence of her voice, because it is so overwhelming and overpowering, sometimes I think people don't give her credit for her tremendous acting chops.
She is so good.
She is such a wonderful, subtle, nuanced actress. Mm-hmm. She can do...
And the fact that she crosses the medium so easily.
So easily. Excuse me, movies. Please find Kelly O'Hara. She needs an Oscar. She should have an Emmy for this. Mm-hmm. And she should have had about 4 Tonys by now. But anyway, for those of you, it's also stars, I'll tell you, Mike Doyle, Judith Ivey, supposedly Judith Light, who we didn't see yet.
Laurie Metcalf,
Dennis O'Hare, who's always wonderful, Ashley Park, a whole bunch of people. It started off, Kelly and her wealthy husband come to their beautiful glassed penthouse over Manhattan and run in and catch, there's a phone call.
That's season 1.
Season 1. And the phone call, she hears people screaming, asking for help.
Speaking in some language that sounded like the African
accents. You hear shooting, the name Talia, help me, and then it becomes disconnected. And therein hangs the tale.
She becomes
completely
obsessed.
Obsessed with this. They're taken in by the, I don't know if it's the police, the government.
Some sort of a conspiracy
theory.
There's
something going on. There's something rotten in America. No kidding. And she is right in the middle of it. And her family kind of thinks she's crazy. Her mother is a horrid woman. She also comes from money. I don't know if it's the kind of money that her husband is. Her husband's
He's
father
a politician.
It's like, Trump's son is a real estate mogul, and they're awful people, and he's threatening, as she gets more and more involved in this, to divorce her and take away their baby,
right? So actually,
little girl.
The first season was more about her trying to find out what the phone call was about.
Who's Talia? Where she is?
Right. The second season, of which
she's
we only
pregnant.
saw
Talia.
Right.
She's obsessed in finding her, and somehow she does. Manage to
get some information. She has a private investigator.
Dennis O'Hare, who's wonderful.
But the second season is, from what we've seen so far, and we've seen a bit, I think, a few, like half the season. It focuses more on her and the ramifications in her life. She's still trying to figure out what's going on, but it's about the family thinking she's losing her mind, wanting to take away the kid, her trying to just
balance this, trying to act as though, it's really not that important, while she does it sub rosa, and
but she still can't help
herself.
But she still can't help herself, and she still is digging deeper. And according to the synopsis, it is going to be some kind of governmental conspiracy.
Exactly.
So at some point there will be much more danger.
Observation. It has a constant sense of menace.
Yeah.
Constant. You will hate her husband. You will hate her mother. You will love her.
Here's what I think about the second season. I think that in terms of the mystery, I need them to get somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going around in circles.
A little too slow.
But to me, this is a vehicle for Kelly to show what she can do, because this is all about her now. I mean, the close-ups on her face are practically half the time spent on the show. And she's so brilliant. And it's a very interesting, again, study of a character, of a woman trying to fit in, but at the same time, trying to be a good person
while she's being driven quietly mad by
Yeah,
this, and
it's very
yes, trying to
interesting.
do the right thing in spite of everybody,
And she's quite
including
brave.
those people who she's trying to help.
And she's quite brave.
Very,
but she has
she's
to fight against.
very brave.
But she has to fight against so many
everyone.
fronts.
Laurie Metcalf plays some
Crazy.
sort of a mad person.
Yeah.
I don't even know what her involvement is going to be.
Yeah. See that I need a little bit more of.
Yeah.
like,
It's
just-
time. Now they're only like 25-minute episodes, and what they have done is they've combined a couple
Two,
of them
yeah.
to.
I don't know if it's just for us or if that's how it's going to be actually shown on the streaming site. But anyway, I think it's all there. I think you can binge on the whole thing. And Topic, again, another kind of small streaming service, but they've been doing very interesting things. And as far as I'm concerned, getting The Accidental Wolf is a huge
Is
get.
a huge get for them, and I don't know what you have to do to find it. Find it.
It's just Topic. Just
And
go
if
to
you-
Topic streaming
if
service.
you like, what do I know?
Just Google it,
need
my
you,
love.
yeah. I would have liked it anyway, but with
no,
Kelly O'Hara,
Kelly takes it to
she
the next level.
makes this show. And if you are a fan of Kelly O'Hara's, you cannot miss this.
And if you're not a fan of Kelly
You
O'Hara,
will be.
you will be, and you
Absolutely.
should be. And go on YouTube and find out some of her angelic voice that you just don't want to miss out on, because
No,
she's one of the
gift
greatest.
from the gods.
She's one of the greatest, and she's so underrated. I don't understand why. Not by Broadway people, but in general. Anyway, this is the season 2 of The Accidental Wolf on Topic. We highly recommend it. And that's our bid for today.
We had a few more things we've been watching. I'll discuss those with you, because we might be able to bring you more things.
Oh, we for sure
Yeah,
can.
constantly.
But we for sure will. But we had a full plate for this one,
Yes.
so I figured. And we finished And Just Like That yesterday, which we absolutely adored.
my
There's also a documentary of the behind the scenes of
That
making
you
of
must
it.
watch.
It's so great. It was
And
just
I
such a good
loved
season.
No Time to Die.
I didn't, but that's a story for a
That's-
different time.
But that's the story of our lives. pretty much, with
About when it comes to
with
James Bond.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Again, we will skipping next week, but I promise we'll be back more regularly moving on. And hope your 2022 started well, and stay safe, okay?
Yes.
Bye.